There are so many different types of subdivisions. Sometimes minor subdivisions, they're still going to have you talk in front of the city board or the county board. The ones you want to do are the ones where they say all you need is a plat, all you need is a survey. I think to this county we sent 2,500 mailers. I think we offered them $136,000. We overpriced this. But when we saw it, we knew immediately, like, this is an amazing subdivision. Again, we were out of our pocket $0. We sold the first 3 or 4 within about 60 days. We had our funder already paid out completely, so we had 3 parcels left. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Apke, and today we are talking about making $200,000 on a land subdivision with $0 out of our pocket. And this is from our experience. This is a deal that we are literally closing up right now that we purchased about a year ago, I think, and we split it up, and we're going to talk all about that, how we did it. And again, we had $0 out of our pocket. We used investors, and we're going to get all into that. But first, I just want to talk about what is a subdivision. So there are so many different types of subdivisions. Some people look at a subdivision and it's what's in your backyard, where there's 100 lots and they're all a quarter acre. That's not really what we're talking about and what we specialize in terms of land subdivisions. Can you make a ton of money subdividing into real subdivisions? Absolutely. But it also is extremely time consuming, and it can take years because you got to deal with government permitting. You need to deal with cities. You need to deal with the county, whatever it is. When you're cutting up into quarter acre lots, third acre lots, anything like that, it is going to be a lot more costly. There's a lot more risk involved with it, and it's a lot more timely. You often need to put in roads for that. You need to put in utilities for that. And it can be a very time-consuming thing for sure. But what we like to do is what are called minor subdivisions. And this is cutting up typically into bigger parcels. So you have 20 acres and you cut it up into 5 4-acre parcels. You have 100 acres, you break it up into 10-acre parcels. A lot of times minor subdivisions are defined differently everywhere in the country. So in X county, they might say nothing over 10 acres, you need any permitting or anything like that. And it's a minor subdivision. So anything over 10 acres is a minor subdivision if you don't split under 10 acres. And anything under 10 acres is called a major subdivision. That's some counties. Other counties might be, as long as you keep your splits over 2 acres, it's a minor subdivision. All you need is a plat, a survey. So each county, as you are targeting counties for subdivisions, you 100% want to figure out, you want to talk to them and find out what qualifies as a minor subdivision, what qualifies as a major subdivision. And you typically want to stay in that minor subdivision path. And then even with that, if it's a minor subdivision, what do I need to do for that? Sometimes with minor subdivisions, they're still going to have you talk in front of the city board or the county board or something like that, which you really don't want to do. The ones you want to do are the ones where they say all you need is a plat, all you need is a survey, and then we'll take care of the rest for you. So you have that 100-acre parcel, you want 25-acre parcels, all you need to do is get a surveyor out there and they take care of the rest. So talking about our deal that we made $200,000 on, give or take a couple $1,000 with $0 out of our pocket. What we did, this was not a targeted subdivision play. We were not looking for parcels in this area that were going to be used for a subdivision or were going to be used for a subdivide. It just came about. So we sent, I think to this county, we sent 2,500 mailers or something, and we were targeting, I think 2 to 200 acres. I could be wrong on the top number, but around 2 to 200 acres. And we were trying to buy properties at 45% of market value. So naturally, you get a lot of responses. We get other parcels, and we had this seller call us back who had this 70-acre parcel, and I think we offered them $136,000. And based on offering 40 to 50% of market value, we overpriced this. We reviewed it, and we're like, there's no way this is worth much more than $180,000. But when we saw it, we knew immediately, like, this is an amazing subdivision opportunity for us. It had, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 feet of road frontage. It was a thin parcel with not that much depth, and it just ran all the way down the road. So immediately we wanted to start evaluating, like, okay, We can buy this for $135,000, sell it for $180,000. That is tight. This is 70 acres. If we split this up into 5-acre lots or 10-acre lots, how much money are we going to be able to get out of this? So we first called the county. So I called the county and I asked them, like, what can I do with this 70-acre parcel to subdividing it wise? Like, what are restrictions? And they said all you need is a plat or survey, but they said the one thing that you do need to know is if you are if you're under 10 acres, you cannot put mobile homes. The end buyer cannot put mobile homes. And with where we were in the country, it was extremely rural. Wasn't a huge building area. I did not want to mess with having to sell these lots to people who were going to be building or something like that, because I think it would take forever to sell in this area. So I wanted to keep it over 10 acres or at least 10 acres. So that's what we did. We called up the surveyor and we talked to him, and he was 3, 4, 5 weeks booked out, whatever it was. And he went out there and he cut it up. He literally, like, we told him we want 7 10-acre parcels. And that's what he cut it up to be. And we actually found some more land within there. He came back to us. He's like, this isn't actually 70 acres. It's about 73.5 acres. So we got some additional land out of there. But going back to reviewing the numbers, we were buying for 135. And at this point, we still haven't bought the property. We talked to the surveyor. We haven't paid her anything. We haven't 100% confirmed it. So we're still reviewing the numbers. Like, what is 10 acres going to go for? We actually had a realtor in this area that we've used before. So we called them up. And he said anywhere between $40,000 to $60,000 per parcel, which at $50,000, you just put it in the middle. That puts us at $350,000 sale price, which obviously sounds a lot better than the market value of the 70 acres, which was $180,000. So we went through and we didn't necessarily we were going to go through with the deal either way, but we have funding partners for these. And we had a partnership with someone who he would give us money, and he would give us 15% return on it. We'd give him a 15% return of it on his investment when the property sells. So that's what we use for funding. He paid for 100% of the purchase price, $135,000. He paid for the survey, which added whatever. So we were all in $140,000. Again, we were out of our pocket $0. We knew we had an asset after it was subdivided that was worth $300,000 to $400,000. Depending on how it sold. So we felt really good about this deal. We had no money out of our pocket. So when you are subdividing and you're splitting up these properties, the key on the back end is when you are going to sell. So we bought the property. We're all in for $140,000, none of out of our pocket. And we just wanted to list one 10-acre parcel. We didn't want to list them all at once because they're all the same size. The thing a lot of people make mistakes on is when they're subdividing, they post all 7 of the 10-acre parcels at the same time. What this does is it dilutes the market like crazy. If you put 7 10-acre parcels all on the MLS at the same time, it's going to be overwhelming for buyers. They're going to also have negotiation because they know you got to sell these other 6 also, not just this one, where if I just post up one, I can tell this buyers when they call me, like, I have other available if you are interested. So that's what we did. We sold the first 3 or 4 within about 60 days, and we had our money back. We had our funder already paid out completely. So we had 3 parcels left that were 100% profit for us. We had $0 out of our pocket, and these were just going to be 100% profit essentially once we sold them. So it took us about 6 more months or something. I think all in, it took us maybe 10 or 11 months with everything. But we ended up netting out of this deal about $352,000, whatever they did. After we paid our funder back, I think we had to pay him $155,000, $160,000 maybe. So after everything said and done, we made $190,000, $195,000 with $0 out of our pocket. And really the purpose of this episode, guys, is one, it's like you can buy properties when you're subdividing for such a high percentage of market value. Like I said, we bought this for $135. It was maybe worth $160 to $180 as is, and we ended up selling for $350 because we put $5,000 in the subdividing land. Where this is not a deal if we don't subdivide. Like, we would not do a buy for $140, sell for $180. It doesn't make sense to our business, but absolutely buy $140 and sell for $350, 100%. So when you are evaluating deals, and maybe the numbers don't initially make sense. Try to be creative. Like, try to be creative. What can you do to make the deal work? Dude, I'm not saying force deals by any means, but being creative with deals, figuring out a way to make deals happen is extremely valuable in this business and is going to 3-4x your income. So if you can do that regularly, it is going to really, really help your business. But other than that, guys, if you have not already, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button below. We bring out videos 3 to 4 times a week. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, share it with a friend. Put it on your Instagram story, anything like that. If this has been valuable to you, really helps us if you guys share this. Other than that, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.